the Nearly Deads. Man, thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So do you want to, let's see, we're going to hear 5 songs today. Can you tell us a bit about what we're going to hear first?
TJ?
Steve, TJ. We didn't decide what song we wanted to play first. I think we should play Brave first.
Okay.
So we're going to play Brave, and it's from our EP called Revenge of the Nearly Deads. And it will be on our upcoming acoustic album, right, Steve?
Yeah. One of many.
One of many that we're working on. So we're testing them all. We're testing out these new versions out on you guys.
Right.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, thank you for doing it. We would we'd love to get into it and hear the first song.
Awesome. Thank you. Steve's not even tuned. He's still not ready.
I'm tuned. It's basically in tune.
Okay.
Hey, man, this is all new for all of us. We haven't tried this before, so however this comes out, I'm very happy that you guys were willing to try to do this syncing up from across the country sort of a thing. We'll dive into it together.
Yeah, it's different, but we tested it out on Wednesday with some of our fans, and they according to them it seemed to work. And basically, I just have to mute TJ, which I'm pretty used to tuning her out. So, so I'm gonna not be able to hear you all for a second, and I guess I'll just get started.
Take it away. I am a lion-hearted warrior. I'm steadfast, I am strong. I am invincible and powerful. I am courageous, I am fearless, I am free. I am brave. I'll be fighting every day. I will play, I will play, but I always be afraid. And I'm the one who has to live with all the choices that I've made. I am proud and I feel wonderful. I am majestic and fantastic. I am free. I'll be fine every day. I will pray, but I will only be
Yeah, man. Thank you. So how it is strange to be the audience of one. I mean, there are people tuned in on the internet right now, but the one person in this call feels it's a brand new thing that perhaps we're going to be flexing this muscle and and being more of a virtual audience more frequently. How does it feel? Have you guys done this before, or is this the first time that you guys have tried to collaborate in exactly this method that we're using today?
We definitely have tried it before. We tried it the other night we've been doing a lot of Twitch streaming, and shout out to anybody who's watching right now who's been following and watching our streams. And it a lot of trial and error. The first time I ever tried to be in sync with somebody was over the holidays. I really wanted to sing with other singers. I was like, oh, we're gonna do this whole choir thing and carol together, and everyone's like, you can't do that. And so extensive research later, we kind of just figured out a workaround.
Yeah, well, tremendous, man. I'm very impressed. We tried a number of ways to get the sync thing to work, and this is about, I think, the easiest possible solution that there is. But it's very clever on your guys' part to figure out that as long as Steve turns down and just plays ahead and then lets you play to him, then as it turns out to the rest of the world, it's in sync, man. It works.
It works.
Yeah, it's a test in trust. Basically, she's just got to trust
I
that
could never put
I'm in
him on
time,
mute.
and then I got to trust she's in key or whatever.
Oh, I can hear you. I mean, I could
Yeah.
could never mute him though. I'd just be singing a cappella to myself. I don't know. And a lot of actually shout out to all the teachers doing the remote learning, because music teachers, I know a lot of people who are a lot of my friends are music teachers, and that's how they rehearse with their choir. You sing at home by yourself and the instructor just puts everybody on mute. So you sing along to them and then you're in time with them. But everyone's, because of internet speeds and a lot of technological variations, the speed of the wind that day or whatever it may be, everyone's getting the signal slightly at separate times. But that's a way that they do to allow students to rehearse at home. So kind of took a page out of that book too.
Nice. Well, hopefully by the time we all get our chops down in terms of streaming remotely from different places, we won't need those chops anymore. And you guys are actually back out on the road again, and I can see you in New York or in wherever you happen to be on the road. But it's I don't know, interesting. It's been fun to work with you guys to get this together. And there's a lot more, man. You're gonna do 5 songs today. What do you feel like doing second today?
Why don't we do Can't Make You Change? It's our latest single. We just released it a couple months ago, and it was something that we recorded remotely. I did the vocals right here in my bedroom, and sent them off to Nashville, and it all came together, and we made that song happen.
Yeah, that was the first track taken advantage is the wrong term, but being done within this different environment for music and everybody. So it was interesting how we kind of pulled it all together and pulled it off. It really kind of felt like a Frankenstein of a track, because it was something that we started writing years ago and just never got around to finishing. So there were tracks and pieces recorded from another studio, stuff like TJ said, she did her vocals in Rhode Island. I did some guitar tracks in my home studio. We sent it to another studio to get mixed. It was just all this rigmarole to get it put together.
We said it was duct taped together.
Yeah, basically. So are we doing that right this second, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Right? Yeah, please. I'd love to. I'm sorry, I muted myself for a second and now I'm unmuted, but I would love to hear that. And then I'm going to mute myself and get out of here. And yeah, love to hear it.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
See if we remember it now. Waking up on the floor and our baby, you the want something more. You love your demons more than you could ever love me. We were complete. Tell me what to do with your life. Let it go in this life, but I can tell you I don't want to go along. Walk away yesterday. It's not all you change. You think I don't accept you, but you've been buying your own truth. If you only knew what I've been through, you love your medicine more than you could ever love me. I can't compete. I'll never get through to you. I can't do what to do with my life, but I'll tell you what I'm going to be hard. I should have walked away. You wanna walk along I can't tell you what to do with your life. No matter what I try, you always stay the same. I should have walked away yesterday. Cause I know you want to change. I can't tell you what to do. It's not funny, but I just wanna want to be fine. I should have walked away yesterday. Cause I know I make you change. And I can tell you what to do. Hey, that was nice.
Hey.
Nice little at the end.
Yeah, man. So what is that? What is that like on the record? Like, can you compare and contrast some of the way the arrangement is here today with the acoustic guitar, the vocal, and the keys, versus the way the recorded version sounds? It seems like, I mean, I hear on that dun, 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 the end of it is probably a big bombastic bunch of drums and all that kind of stuff. Can you sort of compare, for people who aren't familiar with the recorded version, what it sounds like versus this rendition today?
Yeah, it's this is actually not one that we arranged for acoustic, but so it was just kind of a seat of the pants thing. But it's definitely heavier for sure, kind of very riffy, heavy power chords and whatnot. This song's actually very bass driven, bass guitar. So
Oh yeah, the bass is killer in the song. Like I can't wait to play it live. It's gonna kick so much ass.
yeah. I mean, so I feel like when I was playing it just now, it probably sounded a little campfirey, hokey compared to like the real thing.
No, dude,
but,
I think it's a good song. I think that the real thing versus this arrangement, that's just the hallmark of a good song when it translates well to the campfire arrangement it's still great. I mean, I think that people who are watching it right now enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even through all of the wires that it's going through to get out to the world. It's still enjoyable, man. And I think that's credit to the song itself.
Oh, well, thanks.
We love a good campfire. That's our number one, thing to do on tour is like get a campsite on our days off and like play around the campfire. So we're definitely going. vibe.
Good. Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of artists doing that did campfire series of shows during lockdown. Back, I mean, when it was actually warm enough to do that in the middle of lockdown, would do 40 people maybe spread out, like spray painted circles around them, and they were keeping their distance and doing actual proper shows for 40 people at a time. It's according to the guidelines of each individual city, of course, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what I meant to say at all. What I did mean to say is that you guys are playing quite a bit more music for us today. What do you feel like playing third today?
Want to do your new track?
Oh yeah, I can play my new song. So another thing that happened during quarantine and lockdown was I was working on solo music. So I just released a single last Friday called "Cold Day in Hell." Later at the end of the year, I released a song called "Take Me to the Stars" as well. So make sure you guys check that out. But hopefully the keyboard is coming through loud enough and not too loud.
The mix is nice.
Perfect. All right. So this is "Cold Day in Hell," and you can find it on YouTube. It's all over the place. It's streaming everywhere. Yeah. All right. And it'll be a cold day in hell when I let you back into my life. It's gonna be a warm day, but I'm cool. I'm not sweating you for taking flights. And you can keep your furniture and mattress. I don't need your shit. You can keep my old sunglasses. Consider it a gift. Oh, I'm busy replacing everything you gave to me. And oh, it shouldn't be surprising, 'cause I make my own money. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off alone. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off without you. See, my stock is rising, oh yeah, 'cause you're not around to bleed me dry. I should have recognized it from the start, 'cause I've been saving for a rainy day. You can keep your jewelry and handbags. I don't need your shit. You can keep my old sunglasses. Consider it a gift. And oh, I'm busy replacing everything you gave to me. Oh, it shouldn't be surprising, 'cause I make my own money. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off alone. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off without you. Need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off alone. Need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off without you. Oh, I'm busy replacing everything you gave to me. No, it shouldn't be surprising, 'cause I make my own money. And it'll be a cold day in hell. It'll be a cold day in hell. Oh, I'm busy replacing everything you gave to me. Oh, it shouldn't be surprising, 'cause I make my own money. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off alone. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off without you. Need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off alone. I don't need you here, I don't need you here. I'm better off without you.
Hey, thank you, TJ.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man, is it evident to you, like right off the bat, do you know when a song is brewing or when you sit down to write? Is it obvious when you're writing for solo material versus when you're writing for the Nearly Deads, or do you just sit down, start writing, and then it becomes obvious at some point in the process which it would work best for, or how does that work for you?
That's such a good question because I don't think I think too much about it. When it comes to the band, it's like collaborative. So I can't do a song unless everyone else likes it. And subject matter wise, Nearly Dead is very empowering, positive, uplifting, very like raw. And so with solo stuff, when I want to do more pop, I don't know, it's just some things I just don't think would work with the full band. Um, Even though with Cold Day in Hell, I plucked it out on guitar and it has acoustic in the actual track. It just was never like, oh, this could work for the Nearly Deads. It was just kind of like I wanted to make the song that I wanted to make. And I don't need to answer to anybody else. No offense to the band, but it's kind of like you all have to really like it. And I would say it's much easier to tell if a song clicks with me. So right now we're in the writing process for like a full-length album. When they send their ideas to me, I know immediately if I have like a melody idea. And like if I don't really get that initial connection with it, then we kind of tend to either restructure it or just move on.
Nice. Well, thank you for answering that question. That was very as insightful and well put. Is it? Do you know? I should know that. I should have asked you this actually while we were offline. But do we? What is going on with your solo releases? So you said that one just came out as a single, right? Are we expecting an album? Are you doing single, or is that like not public information yet?
I'm just doing what I want to do. Like there is no plan.
Okay.
I think that I want to make a record just to make one, like physically would be cool. And I do have a Patreon, so it's like I would probably like if they want one, then I'll probably like print one and make one. But it's kind of like I just kind of when I can afford to have one made, I have one made. And I don't think too much about it. Like the Nearly Dead is way more structure. Like, okay, this is when this is happening. This is when we're promoting it, and that I just kind of like chuck stuff out. It's probably not the best way to be.
Well, and you guys, as a band, you guys have a Patreon as well, right? Didn't it just launch again? Is that the truth?
It's launching Friday. You want to talk about it, Steve?
Sure. Yeah. We had one a while ago, and it was really cool. It's Patreon's a lot of fun because we've done crowdfunding in the past, like Kickstarter and Indiegogo and stuff like that, and it's great for independent artists to be able to fund themselves and fund projects. But I feel like those kind of things, it's like you're trying to get a lot at once. So there's a lot of pressure to hit goals, and to do so, you got to have very elaborate and enticing prizes. And it's fine, and that kind of funding has its place, and we'll probably do one of those again for the new record. But the thing I've always enjoyed about Patreon is it's more kind of about an exclusive community and interacting on a personal level with your fans, and having kind of that monthly, being a subscription and having monthly content. I think it takes a little bit of a pressure away as far as getting content, like extravagant content, and meeting deadlines, and makes it more of a kind of, let's take in input from the fans. Like, what are they looking for? What do they want? We can put little bits out each month. Here's some behind the scenes. Here's some B-sides and different things like that. That's a lot of fun. And so we really enjoyed it back then. And then we just kind of took a break from the band for a little bit. We needed some space to kind of just refresh. And then, the whole pandemic thing. And so now that we're getting geared up for a new acoustic and a new full length, it felt like the right time to start it up again. And so we're excited to start it up again, and it's all new tiers, all new prizes, everything from just getting all our music for free to being in our exclusive Facebook and Discords, so you can chat with us, to even like we have a tier where you can play video games online with TJ or any of the members, when we stream it live, because
Nice.
We're all a bunch of nerds and geeks when it comes to like film and pop culture, and that's something our fans enjoy. And
That's great,
So,
man.
yeah.
It's been a total pleasure for me just interacting with the two of you. And we had a long sound check. That was probably like a record breaker. We sound checked for like 3 hours figuring all this out. And that was a total pleasure for me interacting with you guys. Short story made long. I'm sure it's a total pleasure for your fans to interact with you in a similar way on Patreon. So that's a cool platform, man. I'm glad that you guys found it and that it's working for you and that fans are digging it. This is total pleasure on my side. So thank you for doing it. And there is yet more music coming up. What do you feel like doing fourth today?
Do you want to do Evil Ways?
Evil Ways sounds awesome.
Finish with the new track.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, what are we doing again? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, once again, I will mute you.
Bye. This song is called
Bye.
My Evil Ways, and it's all about being yourself, staying true to yourself. I really love this song. It's a fan favorite too. So. Like me, just a little bit dark. We like it harder. Don't mind if the sky is gray. You know, we can kind of like it this way. I never knew to like this. My thoughts are always knew I wasn't the only one. I found you. Let's have some fun. Calling you strange. Cause I'm taking care of myself. Maybe I'll take my away. Taking off, I'll be safe. I'll settle down, I'll feel ready. Maybe I'll work from my mistakes. I'll break my heart of destiny. I'll settle down at my end. One of these days, but not today. Where everything clicked and something snapped, and that was that. Yeah, my life was just beginning. Don't have to go on pretending. Always knew I was the only one. I found you. Let's have some fun. Call it strange. Take it as a compliment. Maybe I'll take my away. Maybe it's not one of these days. I'll settle down, I'll rearrange. Maybe I'll learn from my mistakes. Breaking hearts of destiny. I'll settle down at my age. One of these days, not today. Normally the guitar solo is awesome. I'll never change my evil ways. I kinda like my evil ways. I'll never change my evil ways. I'll never change. I'll never change my evil ways.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that was My Evil Ways, and I heard you say, well, you just said before this, before you played that song, you're going to close out with one of the brand new ones, and I'm wondering, like, where are you guys at in the process of releasing the new music? I mean, are you guys written, recorded, and just ready to release, or is it still being written, still being recorded, still being mixed and mastered, or where does that process live right now?
Well, this track is done and coming out Friday. We're releasing it Friday, and it's actually a song we've had out for a while on YouTube, and it came about as one of the tier prizes for Kickstarter back in the day, and just we've had so many fans asking and wanting to be able to stream it. We decided to release it as an official track on our Spotify. But as far as everything else, the acoustic album is pretty much all rearrangements of older tracks plus a new one. And so it's all written, ready to go, and we're getting ready to start recording. And then the full length, we're still in the writing process. There's a lot of ideas out there and a lot of bits and pieces, but we're still kind of putting it all together.
In terms of the acoustic, which is ready to go and ready to go into production, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to stay in Nashville, Steve, and in Rhode Island, TJ, or are you going to be in the same space at the same time, or is it all a remote production?
I think we're aiming for it to be remote just because it's almost a little bit easier that way, and just like with everything going on, it's like not really traveling is not like front of mind for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Things are, you're in New York, so like it's different down here. I don't know if anybody watched Super Bowl videos of people like partying down in Florida, and like I just don't like. It's just not a great time. So I'm not planning on going there because honestly, knowing that I can record my vocals here, it's so much easier to just send them to the studio than me having to fly there, like find somewhere to stay, like do all that stuff. But we will do that because we need to take some group photos. We need to like make music videos. Like we'll eventually travel, but we try to be really like selective when we do that. Like I mean, it sucks. Like I miss the guys, but my fiance is from Rhode Island, so I moved here like 5 years ago, and I've never looked back.
Yeah, no, dude, good for you. I mean, being safe is more important than making records. Making records is very important. I mean, that's what you do. That's your entire career. Like you have to do that. But being safe trumps all that shit right at the moment. Like you have to, you've gotta think about other people's safety and your own, and you've got parents and grandparents maybe, and I think that's the right call. I was just curious about how you guys had chosen to go about doing it, but I'm glad that safety is the priority. That's the answer.
Yeah, ideally it's always much more fun and I feel like creative to be in the same space, but honestly, if we're gonna have to do this, I think the timing worked out perfect that we're doing an acoustic album, because I think that definitely lends itself much more to the remote process. It's whereas like a full-blown production album, it would be a lot more difficult to really be able to experiment and get all those ideas on paper.
Which I think we're planning on doing a full-length album, but not until like later this year. So then I would definitely need to go to Nashville and stay like there for a while, a couple weeks or something like that. And also our drummer Josh does not live in Nashville. He's going to school and stuff, and he lives up in West Virginia. So to get him and also to record the live drums, you need to be, because I love live drums on records. We could never get away with like program drums. Like, pop can get away with it, certain kinds of music can get away with it, but we need Josh to actually play live on the record. So that's something that we'll all get together for. But like, we're hoping by the end of the summer, something like that is actually like realistic.
Yeah, vaccines are out and kind of stuff like that. Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys were able to get this next song that you're going to play live for us right now. I'm glad you were able to get a recorded version together, and despite all the hurdles and difficulties and challenges that exist for everybody right now, you recorded it and it's coming out on Friday. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
TJ, should you talk about it or?
All right, here's a little backstory. The song is called Punk Rock Kitty Cat. And like, as Steve mentioned, it was a Kickstarter prize. We will write a song for you, which we definitely loved doing it. We love hearing people's stories and stuff. And one of our friends, came up with these lyrics, and he just like loves his cat. I'm a cat lady. Everybody loves cats. And the lyrics are so clever, and it was just one of our favorite, like, write a song for the fans that we liked. And so we actually recorded a full band version of it, like, at the time, and it's just been kind of on YouTube forever. And like Steve was saying, the fans just like were like, when I want to listen to this on Spotify, they want to add to their playlist, they want to like play it whenever they want, not just like have to go to YouTube every time. And like, just kind of add it to the discography as like an official single. It was never like an official, like, here it is. And yeah, so I love this song. And when I was recording this, I could not stop laughing. And so we're going to see if I can get through this without laughing. Now I feel like I've done it enough times that I'm like, I can do it without laughing.
Right.
It's really fun.
And I guess
really fun song.
I guess this is something for people to keep in mind if they're thinking about subscribing to the Patreon or will we do the Kickstarter funding. If we do a prize like this again, the song we write for you could end up being an official Nearly Dead's track. You never know.
We might like it a ton and add you as a writer and just go with it. Then we also felt like the time and everything we're going through right now is like the perfect time to release like a really fun, not serious at all song. Like, I mean, it's a serious song, but you know what I'm trying to say, like a fun song. We just thought it was appropriate.
Nice. Well, good luck making it through to the end of it with a straight face. Whether you do or not with a straight face matters not at all. We'll be very happy with the performance regardless of what happens. But I'm going to mute and get out of your hair, and then we'll see how it turns out.
All right. How many times, Steve? All right. I don't know how many times it's going to play the intro, but we'll figure it out. Run out of the litter, side. I fought and I clawed and I taught inside away. And you wrote to me for an athlete. Let's fade away. That's why I'm on the rock. Kitty cat, look at her, crispy punk rock. Kitty cat, take it nap and laugh. Crispy punk rock. Cat, cat, wait, cat. Want to stay all night. It's late till all my worries go away. So lazy, going so crazy. That's the whispering away. Oh, I'm not look at here and I pretty punk rock. I fell out pretty punk rock. I'm feeling sleepy. I need a nap. Oh, God, I get sick. Oh, God, it's not last. It's not now. 1, 3, 4. Look at me now.
Cool. Well, dude, thank you for doing this. Steve, TJ, it's been wonderful getting to know you a little bit over that sound check process and doing this. I mean, we we gave it a shot, and that was fun, man. That was fun, hearing some music and sharing it with the internet as well. And so, best of luck on Friday. Punk Rock Kitty Cat is out in the world. It's on all of the streaming services. You said it's out on YouTube right now, but it's about to be released officially on Friday.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And I mean, hopefully we're able to get together and actually see each other in person when you guys are back on the road and when you're back in New York. But good for you for keeping safe in the meantime. That's very important stuff, and I'm glad that that's your outlook on the whole thing. And I just really appreciate you guys coming through and playing with us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, pleasure is all ours, man. This has been a lot of fun. We appreciate you.
Right. Well, we'll see you in reality, hopefully.